We do have our review for Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 4. Um,
Second to last issue.
yes, yeah, second to last issue. I can kind of see where the series is starting to go now, but
It's also starting to end.
yeah, it's starting to
It's
end. No,
it's
I mean
over.
that's what I meant,
Just
like
about.
what the finale's going to be.
Yeah.
It's still an awesome issue, and they fit so much, especially this one. I feel like number 4 there was so much story in it.
They progressed it. They had to progress it. They're like, boom, here we go.
Yeah,
We're
because I mean, there's only
at the
one
back
more.
end. We're more than halfway there.
Yeah. So we start off with the Scorpina insect brigade coming in. So I felt like it was a little bit less than what they showed on the last issue, but we had Scorpina, Kamunga, Kamakuris,
Megaris.
Megaris. We said the same thing about Batra. No Batra because
Yeah.
nobody respects Batra.
Yeah. We got Batra one shot this month.
Yeah, that's it.
That's our Batra for the month.
Just give us Larva Batra. We don't need Moth Batra. Just give us Larva Batra.
Yeah.
But they're starting to fight the Megazord and Godzilla. They're double teaming, and they're starting to get some chemistry in their fighting. So, like,
Yeah.
Godzilla's giving the atomic breath assist when the Megazord needs it because it's getting all tangled up in the Kamakuris. The Kamunga's webs, and they start really getting some type of chemistry, but not really so much on the enemy side. It kind of is spoken by the Zillions that while they can contain the monsters and release them, they don't really
They
have
can't
any
control 'em.
Yeah, this isn't destroy all monsters. They don't have any control over them. So they kind of start like getting a little bit of friendly fire on Scorpina.
Yep. Yeah.
So she just kind of like cuts bait and like gets out of the fight because she's just like, I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah. She's like, screw you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah, so she's out of there, and Rita is just like completely like incensed because she's like, what do you mean you don't control the monsters? Because she's so used to Finster making monsters and sending them out, but his monsters are weaker. So
Yes.
she's saying like, well, what do we got? What else do we got? And he's like, we're not gonna win. Zillion Commander. He's like, we're not gonna win. He's like, I'm not gonna be doing anything else. He's like, that's it. He's like, we're gonna regroup. We're gonna get your people out of here, and we're gonna try again later.
Yeah.
And Rita's like,
Yeah.
I'm not having any of it.
She's like, the alien leader's like, I'm done. He's like, I don't want to waste any more resources. I don't want to waste any more monsters. So yeah, Rita's like not having it. So she's just like, all right, guys, we're taking over. So she just has Finster and Goldar jump in, and Finster releases King Ghidorah,
Yeah,
and he's massive.
yeah,
He's massive.
yeah. They make him like at least like
Yeah.
at least twice the size, if not 3 times the size of
made him a big
Godzilla.
boy.
Yeah, he's absolutely massive. And again, while he's released, he's not controlled. So he's, just demolishing, the Megazord. Kind of like making the Megazord look like a complete
Oh
joke.
my god! Yeah, the Megazord. They were like, "Oh, let's get ready." I forgot what they were gonna do to him.
They were going to attack him.
And then he just picked him up with his tail, not even his feet. Just like wrapped the tail around, picked him up, tossed him in the ocean.
Yeah, and then just starts hitting him with gravity beams.
Yeah.
The team's really not ready for it. There's really nothing that they can do.
No.
And
like everything's offline on the Megazord too.
Yeah,
at this point.
no weapons, no defense.
Defense. Yeah.
Billy's like, oh, it's some type of gravity ray, and I'm just like, we're detecting gravity? Like what? Like I don't.
It's a gravity. It's some sort of gravity beam. Well, that's what it is.
Yeah. But it's pretty cool, and he's even just demolishing Godzilla. Like really, Godzilla's not even putting up much of a fight.
And then, like you said, Zillions had no control of him. The Ghidorah attacks the Zillion ship,
Yeah,
sending them down to the ocean floor.
yeah,
And while this is going on, Tommy sees the power goes out on the ship, so he breaks out of his cell, takes out a couple of Zillions, and he's about to take out another one, and then he's like, "Dude, don't hit me, man." He's
Yeah.
like, I'm about done with this shit. He's like, here's your power coin. He's like, we're done with Rita. We want out of this battle. He's like, we're gonna come back. He's like, we're still enemies, but right now. The fight's over. We're leaving. We'll come back to conquer Earth later.
Yeah, he's like, as soon as you guys leave, he's like, we'll come back. But he's like, we honestly don't want to deal with you and Godzilla.
Yeah.
So he's like, just take him out, and we'll come back later. And at least as far as Tommy goes, that's like as far as his story goes in this comic book. But basically, you know, they're going to be teasing the Dragon Zord team up is coming. I still don't know to what capacity we're getting. All the art that I've seen, like all the cover art and everything, just shows the Megazord, the Dragon Zord, and Godzilla
Side by side.
side by side. We don't know if we're getting like an Ultra Megazord yet. We don't know if they're getting Titanus Titanus coming in and getting like the ultimate one. We don't know if we're gonna get a combo with Godzilla. Maybe getting some Godzilla cyber armor or something. We don't know.
That would be so cool.
But
I'm hoping for something epic.
Basically, at the end of the fight, Rita's just like, well, we have to take out Ghidorah too because we can't let it destroy us. So she sends in a bunch of her monsters along with an enlarged Goldar, and of course the monster form of Scorpina is still out there, so she's coming in there as well. One thing to know about the kaiju was really not about the Rita monsters. They weren't really super, at least in my opinion, super like high level Power Ranger villain monsters that she was sending out. It was like the shark, I can't remember the name of, the bee, the lizard one that like Bryan Cranston did the voice for, and so it's like really low tier.
Yeah, because Finster was like, I'm all out. He's like, all I got is scraps. So
Yeah,
he was like, this is what I got.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna see what happens in the next issue. Obviously, it's gonna be like everybody versus King Ghidorah. I don't think Rita's squad is gonna last more than like a page or two in that fight. So unless we get Goldar with like his like Zord from like the finale of like season 1, I really don't see anything else. But that's gonna be just way too much to fit into one issue. They got to wrap this thing up.
I mean, it's a final issue, so we might get a larger issue. Well, while we're on it, speaking of the last issue, we kind of don't have a official street date for it anymore. There was a September date, then there was an August date. Now there's like no date.
Is there like a trade paperback date in like November or anything like that?
There is a trade paperback date in December.
Oh, December. So I mean,
so
who knows?
It's gotta be, the last issue's gotta be out before December.
Yeah, because they probably want to get it out for Christmas time. So.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be out next month. I don't see why it wouldn't be out next month.
Unless there's a printing issue or a supply shipping issue, I don't see why it wouldn't.
I'm assuming we're getting it next month, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a great series, and I hope to see a follow up to it because now that we know that they just announced that they're doing a follow up to the 2020 Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover series.
Yeah.
So it's been 2 years since they first released that series. So they're doing that crossover again. So hopefully we get a Godzilla vs. Power Rangers too. I'm really enjoying it. And I mean, like the Zillion said at the end of this issue, they said they'd be back to conquer Earth. So maybe somehow the Power Rangers will get hailed to come back and help Godzilla once again.
Yeah, that or maybe Godzilla's coming over to Angel Grove in the Power Rangers universe.
Yeah, maybe Zillion show up there.
Yeah, maybe they'll fight like Master Vile or something like that. Because that was like the big villain of like the culmination of like season 3 was Master Vile taking away all their powers, making them kids, bringing in the Alien Rangers from that point.
Yeah.
So like maybe that could be a transition point. I know they don't really go like the Power Rangers comics. I know the Boom Studio ones, they will bring in other Rangers from other times, but they won't leave like the MMPR era as far as like them becoming Zero Rangers or anything like that. So I wouldn't expect that because Mighty Morphin is honestly where the money is. But I can see them bringing in like a big villain like Master Vile or Zed. We haven't seen Lord Zed yet. So maybe they'll do something with Lord Zed in the second. If we are lucky enough to get a second team up series, we'll see.